and welcome back to my channel. So today I have another Sims 4 speed build for you, and I decided that I wanted to make a really tiny house. Which for me, this is super tiny. So this actually, the building itself ends up being, I believe the game said it was like 18 tiles. So that's like half of what the game considers to be a micro home, which gives you all those really cool benefits. I will say that the game is not going to recognize this, I believe, as a micro home because of the way I like fenced in the backyard and everything. It of course counts them as tiles, which is a bit frustrating because like it's just a fenced in yard. But like if you were to download this, you can of course like delete stuff out and see if you can make that work. But honestly, I was just too attached with the way the yard looked to like change it. But this is on the Sims 4 gallery if you'd like to download it under my ID spicensprinkles, all one word and all lowercase, and down in the description if you want to see it written out. And I don't know why I decided I wanted to really try making a super tiny home, and I will say that I think it worked out really nicely and I'm actually really happy with it. And this was play tested. Your sim can do everything they need to do in this home. I will talk about, there is one thing your sim can't get to, but they don't need to. It's more of a like just for looks kind of thing. But I'll point that out like once we get to it. But I just thought this was so cute and tiny. I honestly found, you can see like that window on the side that they're like slightly open, and that's from Eco Lifestyle. And I just like, I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't know it existed because I'm sure like I did, but I forgot, I guess. So I found it and I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to use that. And even though like them being slightly open took up a little bit of space in the home, I was like, I really want to use it. It was just so cute. And we used a lot of like of that really light wood tone white, and I did bring in some like deeper brown colors in here as well. And we do end up utilizing a bunk bed because I feel like that was really important to actually fit everything in there. And so we actually put a couch underneath it, and that couch actually is what helped inspire like bringing in a little bit more of that darker color, because I think it actually rounded out this space and made it feel a little more warm and cozy. And I didn't even realize, so like that couch has this really cool like striped pillow. I don't think I've ever used that swatch. I feel like I barely ever use that couch to begin with. And I also will say that I can never remember which one of the Dream Home Decorator like stoves your sim can cook on. And I did test it. The one I put in there right now is not the one they can cook on in terms of like cutting stuff up, like using it as a counter. So I do swap it out for like what's in the screenshots and what you'll actually download off the gallery. And I tested it. My sim could like cut stuff up on top of it, so you shouldn't have any kind of issues like when you download it. And that closet I'm putting in over in the corner, that is the item the sim like couldn't use. So I include a mirror there so your sim can change and plan outfits and all that kind of good stuff from the mirror, and they can get to it, they can practice speeches, they can like do all of that stuff. But for some reason, when I told the sim to like change their outfit, when I clicked on that like closet area, it just kept saying the mini fridge was in the way, and like I moved it out, and for some reason when the sim went to use that item, they like stood to the right of it, and I don't know why. It just feels like it doesn't make any sense for the sim to have to like, for that closet item to stand on the side of it instead of like in front of it. So that's why I was like, you know what, I really like it there, and the sim can still do whatever they need to. So I guess that closet is more for looks unless you want to get rid of the mini fridge. I just thought that was super weird. I don't know, because I feel like you would stand in front of it. But anyways, so just adding in a small little dining table here, and your sim can like get to the stove, all that kind of good stuff. I included a laptop, I believe, on this dining table as well, because I wanted your sim to be able to do whatever it is that they needed to do. And I do end up putting the like some big gardening boxes out in the backyard as well. And you can see there that that is tulle. So what I pulled out, because since this is such a small space, the rugs were a little bit awkward to try to size. Like I try not, like I guess I just don't really use tulle very often. I just like, I don't know. I feel like it's just a lot of work sometimes to use, to be honest. Although some, like there are builders who do such incredible, amazing things with tulle. Don't get me wrong. I just tend not to use it because I don't feel like it. But for this one, I needed to pull it out so I could adjust that rug like appropriately, because just the like keys on the keyboard were not doing it well. So anyways, that's what that pop-up was. And It's not considered CC or anything like that, so you won't have any issues downloading it. Of course, as usual, be sure to have bb.move objects on when you're downloading basically any of my builds, because I do have that on. And we end up just kind of putting in a honestly a really nice yard here. And I did think about actually adding in like maybe a second home, because I was like, this is so tiny on this lot. I thought about maybe doing like 2 of them, but I had decided just to keep it as this singular one. And I will say, so when I play tested it, I did it before I like put in the yard and everything. I believe it costs like 8,000 simoleons prior to the yard. So this could be a starter home if you want to like delete out parts of the yard. Probably the pool costs, the pool's going to cost a lot of money. So I feel like if you want to like delete that, and maybe like I do put like a grill out there and stuff, and maybe like the fence is an issue, but I think you could pretty easily, if you wanted to adapt this to be a starter home, you could definitely do so. I just really like the idea of having a nice pool out here and just having like some gravel around there and some simple like foliage, and I think it just looked really cute, really simple, and I just like the way it turned out. And I do include the little like ball orbs of light that came with, I think it was the wedding pack, because I thought that looked really cool out here. So the area is really nice and well lit, so your sim can see what's going on while they're hanging out at the pool. And I like to mention this every now and again, I do change the color of the water. So if you do have get together, you can actually change like the water swatch basically on the pool, and I feel like this like water just looks so much better. And I think like Get Together has one, and then there's a couple actually that are part of base game, but I think they're like actually like different colors and stuff. Not necessarily like just pure like pool water, more like mossy lake water. And then I think Jungle Adventure, I believe, came with a couple. Not too many of the packs actually came with different water swatches, but I just like to point that out in case that is something you're interested in doing and you've not really seen that before. And I just think it makes such a difference adding that in there. And like I said, I tried to keep it a little simpler, like just a really easy maintenance kind of yard. Basically, that's the look I was going for. And then just adding in a stove, there's a seating area, and I do put 2 lounge chairs. And I think what's happening here is like a lot of this, like the game just recognizes as a room, which is a little frustrating. So you can mess around with it a little bit and like take parts of the fencing out and like replace it so it doesn't think it's a room. But I think part of the problem as well is you can see like the actual lawn is actually a tile, I think from Eco Lifestyle. Like it's flooring. It's considered flooring like in that section. So I think like that might have caused some issues too, but I just really like the way that grass looked. I wish that was just like a terrain paint we could use, since the terrain paint a lot of times to me can be a little bit flat in color. And I just really like that. So that could also be part of the issue, I'm not going to lie. But I was too attached to like to this design to like, try to change it. But like I said, you can easily, I think, manipulate it to be a micro home if you wanted those perks. And you could also manipulate it to be a starter home if you would like to. I feel like I need to like maybe build another starter home. I feel like I haven't done that in a little while. And I actually ended up using, so these like, I think they're from City Living, those like wooden like just slats. Like I ended up using that, I think, in my recent townhome build, and I just thought it looked so cool, and I put them there. I do put them all along the back fence as well, but don't worry, I take them all out because it just was too much. So instead, I think I just put them around the pool to give it just a little more interest, since it was just basically a white fence. But I do take them out because I was like, this is a little much to look at. Like it was a little hard to look at. So I do take that out so it's not quite as intense. And like I said, this is on the gallery if you want to download it. Actually, I don't remember if I said that. It's on the gallery. Yes, I did. I said that. Oh my goodness. You can tell I literally just did another voiceover, so I can't remember what I said in this one and the other one. Oh my goodness. Anyways, if you enjoyed this, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you have a really sweet day. Bye, everybody.
Still got your pearls hanging by my bedside. Still got your lips on paper in a trash.